going on YouTube? Okay, check this out, right? So, in the description, I said that, this is going to be about political silliness. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm one of them people that just sits in the middle and, basically watches two retards duke it out.
I've been digging through Rasputin's data repository.
I am a constitutionalist. I do believe in the Constitution wholeheartedly.
It's not like it was erased. His brain is structured to work like
those are my views.
More like it was suppressed.
Let me know in the comments down below how you feel.
Some may think mere mortals shouldn't be poking around at suppressed war mind.
I may not get back to you right away, but I will eventually.
I'm here when you need me.
So, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the recent new. Well, I'm trying to play at the same time here. Let's talk about the recent gun legislation that they have up on the docket for 2019. See, Democrats are very progressive, but they're also where are we? Yeah, hop the thing down. They're very progressive, but they're also very proactive. And meaning is that the fact that they're going to go after this piece of legislation no matter what. And there's really nothing nobody can do about it. But here's the thing. If they pass this piece of legislation, I can't remember the piece of legislation that's up, but there's a lot of videos on it on gun channels. Can't really name those gun channels. But if you just look up 3D printed gun ban, you'll get the general gist of it on Google. And from what I understand of it, it's crap legislation. I mean, it's banning something that's not really a problem. A lot of anti-gun people may say differently, but personally, from my personal knowledge, it's not really banning anything that is doing any harm to anyone, because nobody really dies from these supposedly ghost guns that people are making in their garages.
I've been digging through Rasputin's files, and there's a similar pattern that keeps
There's
popping
no
up.
mass shootings,
After
there's
some analysis,
no
I've deciphered
problems
It's a set of
with
coordinates.
them.
Head over there and check
I
it
don't
out.
see an issue with them. Being a gun owner myself, I don't really care one way or another, because I can't afford to freaking buy the damn things. I mean, I can afford the lowers, but I can't afford, the CNC machining of it. And that's half the problem with this legislation, is that it does away with a problem that doesn't exist. These people making these things in their basement, there's no real issue.
There's nothing here, Anna. Wait, I'm detecting a unique energy signature.
That can't be a coincidence. Follow it and see where it
I was trying to
leads.
figure out to myself, why in the hell are these people, so hell-bent on, doing these things? Why are Democrats constantly hell-bent on destroying the Second Amendment? Why? Well, because it's easy. I mean, why wouldn't you, You'd destroy stuff as well if... Oh, come on. I'm trying to play a game at the same time, y'all. But, you'd destroy... You'd you go after something that's easy. Okay, so not a lot of people like guns. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people like guns at all. And I get it, guns are bad, I get the whole idea of, wanting to get rid of the Second Amendment, but why get rid of the Second Amendment? Okay. I see the anti-gun legislations agenda here. You can get rid of the Second Amendment. Well, what else could you get rid of? Let's get rid of freedom of speech. Well, that's on the docket as well for the progressive left. Because if they can get rid of the Second Amendment, well, they can get rid of the freedom of speech, and they're already doing it on YouTube. They're already doing it on Facebook. They're already doing it on Instagram and Twitter and all that. You know, just look at the controversial.
There's a reference to Ikilos, a serial number.
Crap, I can't remember his
It's giving off a
name
faint
now.
signal, transmitting.
But he was a talk show host, came up with a lot of crazy ass theories. Nah, I don't agree with a lot of them. I don't agree with any of them because I never really watched the show. But the point is that the man got banned for his views, regardless of how nasty and messed up his views are. They're really covered under freedom of speech. I mean, just as long as he's not inciting violence, it's what he's doing. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of crap in my opinion. Yeah, lovely, awesome. But the new piece of legislation coming down the line in 2019 with the gun ban and all, 3D printed gun ban, is really big. And it does violate your freedom of speech. Is that they plan on banning any kind of speech to do with 3D printed guns online. So they want to ban people's access to information on how to build these 3D printed guns. And it's just really messed up. I mean, how would you like it, you know, if somebody banned your information on how to access, you know, information in school? I mean, that's going a little too far on that one, but I mean, that's how it is. That's how the gun community looks at it. This is a learning experience for some of these people because some of these people are just freshly getting into, you know, doing 3D printed guns and all. And they need the information from people who are experienced online. And they're not going to be able to get that information should, you know, these things not become available. Should the Democrats get their way. Now, I'm not saying that they're legislation is bad. I mean, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that throughout history, Democrats have not exactly had a very good, should we say, history when it comes to their legislations. Their legislations are honestly crap when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, when it comes to the freedoms of the people, I'm not saying freedoms for all, I'm saying freedoms of the people.
Anna, we found the chest,
but
it's empty. Must have been the Red Legion.
Legislative ideas are not exactly great. I mean, look at Jim Crow. The Democrats came up with Jim Crow.
We'll find them.
And now they're trying to go after the Second Amendment. It looks a little as if they're trying to put you under their boot heel. And that's just, ooh, that's just evil. It's nasty. And if they're going after the Second Amendment is easy to go after because, you know, there's a majority of people that really don't, you know, really don't like guns. So, they're going after that crap. What's next? Freedom of speech? The right to protest? The right to jury of your own peers? I mean, this opens the door. I mean, it really does. Getting rid of the Second Amendment, and you just chip away at it bit by bit by bit by bit by bit, and you let the, you know, let the progressives and SJW warriors take over everything, and this is what you're going to get. you're going to have a government that's just going to rewrite the Constitution as it fits. And that's not why the Second Amendment was originally put in there by the founding fathers. I mean, it really wasn't. The original reason of the Second Amendment was so that the populace was to be armed just in case of another invasion.
The encryption is a sequence.
At that time, it was the British. Okay, so the British
But this is only
were,
one piece of the data. There's got to be
you
another.
know,
We can use this piece to track the
invading,
missing one.
had just invaded the U.S. and there was a big, huge war, Revolutionary War, and the founding fathers wanted to make sure that the citizenry was armed for the rest of the Republic's history so that the Republic could be defended just in case there was ever another issuance of war. The citizenry could be, you know, could be called upon at the time to help defend the country. This is what most people don't understand about the Second Amendment. They think it's just, oh, we're going to have a gun. No, it has nothing to do with that. Yes, we can practice with our guns. We can go hunting. Yes, you can go hunting with an AR-15. I do it. I got a friend of mine who goes hog hunting with his AR-15 all the time. And he's very proficient at it, by the way. He's probably killed about, I don't know, 35, maybe 50 hogs over the past, probably,
We have it, Anna. Sending you the data now.
45
this isn't just
days.
A random sequence. It's an
Pretty
algorithm.
good.
I know what
And
it's
he's just
for.
using a
Get to the core and I'll
5.56
explain later.
AR-15. So if you think that an AR-15 is just strictly for war, you're wrong. And he is
This
an
algorithm, it's an omni key. My omni
he is
key. It can
ex-military,
unlock
injured
anything in
Iraq
Rasputin's
war
database.
veteran.
But that's
He's a
not
good
all.
guy.
Load the data components
He likes
you
his
recovered
hunting.
into
He
the
likes
core.
his AR-15. But the Democrats want to go after the Second Amendment because it's
Those
easy.
data components aren't
And if
just
they can
useless
eliminate the
code,
Second
they're
Amendment
blueprints.
and chip away at it and eventually
Rasputin is
get what they
recombining them in
want.
the core.
And what they want is a
Blueprints?
complete elimination
For
of the
what?
Second Amendment because an unarmed nation is a vulnerable nation. And a vulnerable nation is easy to manipulate, easy to take out. And if you say that they're not, just look at Ocasio-Cortez. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, sorry. Just look at her. She is the future, okay? She is the future of the Democrat Party. Her ideals and her ideas of a socialist regime, that is the epitome of the new Democrat Party. And if you don't believe it, fine. But what I'm saying is that in order for socialism to work in any populace, you have to have complete control of your populace. You have to. You can't just have partial control of the populace. You gotta have complete control. If you have an armed populace, you're not gonna have control. So, you know, chipping away at the Second Amendment, I mean, if you don't believe in guns, that's fine. But I did. I like my guns. I like going to the range with my guns. I like the responsibility of owning my guns in a safe and secure manner. I do like the idea that I can go out to the range and shoot a couple hundred rounds and have some just general decent fun with it. And I really don't like being told what I can and cannot do with my firearm. It's my firearm. I mean, yeah, there's certain regulations I do have to follow. I do keep my firearm in a safe and secure manner. That's just common sense. And any gun owner with a decent amount of common sense will do the exact same thing that I do. You keep it in a nice, safe place. You keep it away from children that don't know any better. You keep it away from, you know, stupid-ass adults that don't know any better as well. But I've been trying to educate people for a long time on the Second Amendment. People just do not get it. They do not understand. Because they don't want to understand. And that's half the point. You got a populace that don't want to understand. They just say, oh, you just want your shoot. Well, you know what? That's just rude and ignorant of a person to just stand there and say, oh, you just want your shoot. When the factuality of it is not true. You have got to understand. Some people are going to like some things, some people are not. And me personally, I like my guns. It's a responsibility of ownership. Now, I fully
I've never seen
understand
anything quite like this before.
if the responsibility of ownership is violated and you turn into a complete douchebag like the asshole down there in Parkland, the Columbine shooters, the movie shooters, the Virginia Tech shooter, and the list goes fucking on and on and on of all the shooters that there are. Just, these people should be, yes, they should be locked up for the rest of their lives. I don't believe they should get the death penalty. Why? Because I think they should suffer in prison in a 10-foot by 10-foot cell for the rest of their natural life, only to be let out half an hour for exercise and freaking taking showers. Do I really want the Parkland shooter to ever be able to get out of prison? No. But see, this is where all these things are born from. Oh, we gotta ban guns. Oh, we gotta do this. Oh, we gotta do that. This is where all this crap is born from. All these anti-gun legislations and everything is where it's born from. It's a knee-jerk reaction to a situation. And to use people's deaths as political ammunition is bottom-feeding trash. And anybody who does it, whether it's President Trump, whether it's a Republican or a Democrat, is a piece of shit, in my opinion. Using a tragedy like Parkland and even the Columbine shooting that happened back in 1999, it's evil.
The only way
it's
to decode
nasty
that engram is to bring it to Rasputin himself.
You know,
I'll have to install my Omni key into
forward
his
your
network in order to
agenda
crack it.
by using
I've located a terminal with a direct line to his mainframe.
a
I
tragedy,
need you two
a
to
school
upload the Omni
shooting,
key.
loss of life as political ammunition is just freaking evil. And I personally think people should be held accountable for that crap. I really don't like it. I think it's evil. I think it's nasty. And people should steer away from it, but, you know, people don't. Trump uses it. I've seen Democrats use it. I don't like it. But there's really not much you can do about it because, you know, there is an agenda on the left to get anti-Second Amendment legislation put through, and as long as there's rhinos in the mist and Democrats want to push their agenda, that's what you'll get. Well, to just put a finer point on it, the Second Amendment was created so that the American populace could not take over its own government. That's what it was not there for. The original purpose of the Second Amendment was to arm the populace, arm the citizenry. Therefore, if an invasion ever happened, the citizenry could be called upon as an armed militia to defend the country if needed. That's what it was designed for. That's what it was written for. It was written for no other purpose but for that. But the writers of the Second Amendment also knew that the populace was going to practice with their rifles. They knew damn well that they were going to do that. And that means they'd become proficient shots and they'd know how to use their firearms. So, yeah, my face. You know, having the Second Amendment, to me, if you lose it, you'll never get it back. You lose any part of the Second Amendment, you will never get it back. And that's what the Democrats are banking on. That is what these progressive idiots are banking on. They want you to be disarmed because they don't want you to be able to fight the legislation. And I'm not just saying disarming the Second Amendment and disarming the, the people with their guns. They're also disarming you with information. They don't want you to have it at all. They don't want you to have anything.
Time to open that engram.
They want you dumb, stupid, and uninformed. Just like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Just look at the woman. She thinks there's 3 levels of government, or what was it? 2 buildings of government. I found that really funny when I read it. She didn't even know what the hell the government was or is. I found that really hilarious. But anyway, guys, the Second Amendment is your right. It's everyone's rights. Anyone who is an American citizen and lives in this country and pays their taxes, it is your rights that they're trying to chip away at. Whether you're anti-gun, whether you're pro-gun, it does not matter. You need your rights. You need these things. Because if they take it away, you will never get it back. Ever. And if they take away the Second Amendment, what else are they going to take away? What else could they take away? Your right to a speedy trial? Your right to be judged by a panel of your peers? Your right to protest? Now, everybody nowadays loves to do that. So what else are they going to take away? Your right to freedom of speech and information. Your right to your own religion. These are the things you have to consider. When taking away one right, they could take them all away. And the Second Amendment is the entry door to rewriting the Constitution. And that's the way you have to look at it. Don't listen to the bullshit. Don't listen to, oh, well, we're just going to listen to the Second Amendment. Listen to the little girl after the Parkland shooting. The give us an inch will take a mile. So you let them in the door, taking away your just chipping away your Second Amendment rights. They want to take them all away. So what are they going to take next? So if they can rewrite the Constitution by eliminating the Second Amendment, they can rewrite the whole freaking thing. Protect your rights. Whether you like it or not, they are your rights. And you should, as an American citizen, defend them to the hilt. Now, I will say this. I am an immigrant. I was not born in this country, ladies and gentlemen. I was born in a totally different country. My father is from a different country. My mom is American. I hold dual citizenship. I am a patriot to my other country, but I am most of all in love with the United States, and I love this country and its people. And I love my rights. And I will fight to the hilt to keep those rights. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I've taken enough of your time today. Fight for your rights, whether you're anti-gun, whether you're pro-gun. Do not let this kind of legislation go through because it's just chipping away at your rights. Keep them the way they are. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, love y'all. Please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell icon for any new videos. Thank you. Love you. Later.